How we doing? How we doing? Today is Wednesday, the 29th of November, 2023. Just doing a real estate tap in with you for today. So going into 2024, um, everybody is concerned about, home prices and affordability and things of that nature. So the only thing that's going to change the affordability factor is if more homes come on the market. Because if interest rates drop at all, that's going to push prices up, most likely, because there's going to be more of a demand, but we don't have the supply. So it's going to be interesting how we gauge between the lowering of interest rates, if they do happen in 2024, which most people feel as though that they will. Even now, ending 2023, mortgage rates, were closer to 8%, and now we're closer to, just above 7, somewhere between like 7 and 7.25. They change day to day, but it's going to see how, interesting to see how much supply comes to the market, along with the potential of lowering interest rates, therefore creating the demand. So that's the only thing that's probably gonna, help somewhat in affordability. I don't think it's gonna be a significant help to affordability, but housing prices, may start to come down somewhat, just depending on how that relationship works. If we get the rate drop, but we don't get enough supply coming to the market, prices are still going to remain high. So I think most people are predicting that there will be an increase in prices next year. So if you are thinking about getting into real estate, that's a good sign for you. This is why we like to be on the note side of things, because when you're on the financing side, how much a property goes up or down doesn't have a major effect on you. I mean, obviously, it is something that you have to look at, but once you've created a note or you purchased a note, it doesn't matter what the value of the asset, how the value of the asset changes, because that payment is still the payment. Or I should say it matters, but it's just not a great concern, because you still have to make the payment. If you think about your own property that you live in, or if you purchase the house at any time, whether the property value goes up or goes down, you still have to make that same payment each and every month. And that's what note investors are concerned with, is that monthly payment and the return that they have on their initial investment. When they do have to consider the value is when they're purchasing a note, and then if they have to take the property back. So if you have to take the property back and it has gone down significantly in value, then you have to kind of see, look at what you purchased it for originally, and maybe, how much cost did it take you to take the property back, and now what you can structure in terms of a new payment. But then again, you have to remember that you've collected, and many times, a certain amount of payments before you had to foreclose. So you have to factor in those things as well. So that's why when, the values, any type of decrease, when you're on the financing side, you're not as concerned until, like I said, if you have to take a property back or something like that. But because we purchase at a discount, a lot of times, when the values go down, and based on what we put into the property, called the investment to value, we're still in solid shape. We're still in very good shape. We can take 20, 25, 30% drops. Obviously, if it's a 50% drop, those are unusual, and they could happen, but you can still over time, make sure that you protect your initial investment, whatever it was, when you bought the note. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in 2024. But I think, looking at real estate, getting into real estate notes, still a good investment. And you have different things that you can invest in when you talk about notes as well. You don't necessarily have to just do performing. You can look at non-performing, and now you can take the property back and be able to create financing for someone else. And then also you have the ability to create notes on properties that are out there currently, and we look to do that as well. So, I suggest that everybody try to get some education on note investing, and see if it's something that fits what you want to do when it comes to real estate. And there's going to be a significant opportunity coming up in 2024, and there are opportunities out there now. So try to do your due diligence, do your research. You can go to my YouTube channel, Abundant Capital Group. There's some videos on there that'll give you a solid foundation on note investing. And if you're interested in talking further, you can always reach out. All right, everybody have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.